Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, I'm back in town, settled down. I have some entries for this vehicle behind me to be sold for $1. So I'm going to go ahead and assess hopefully everything that I'll need to get it in tip-top shape and begin to work on it first thing tomorrow morning. Just looking at it from the outside, it doesn't look like much needs to be done. It looks like that fog light bracket is bent, so I'll probably bend that back. These wiper blades on the wipers are deteriorated, destroyed, so I'll replace those. It has one okay tire. The rest of the tires are destroyed pretty much, so I'm going to replace all 4 tires on the vehicle. The body is going to be cleaned and waxed. It will not be painted or anything like that. And I do have the other wheel that goes on this location. It seems like that tent is got some minor damage on it. I may or may not fix that tent on there. So that, like I said, the outside seems to be in pretty good shape. Mechanically, the car does need some work. The number one thing is it has a blown head gasket. I purchased the car knowing the head gasket was blown. It also seems like possibly the PVC system may need service. I'll figure that out once I dig into it, but hey, if you're going to pull the head off of it, you might as well replace the PVC system, give it a fresh start. The battery was missing. The guy was in the process of selling the car to the salvage yard when I found him, so he took the battery and took the good tires off of it. No big deal. That stuff is minor compared to a head being blown. The head did mix fluid, which I'm not accustomed to happening on these cars. However, the car did start and run, which is kind of a bad thing, because if someone is starting a car and driving it for 5-10 minutes at a time, that coolant mixed in with the oil could be damaging parts like the bearings or the turbo. Now, I did talk to a mechanic buddy of mine that specializes in Volvos, and he works a lot on these turbos, and he thought that it would be okay to rebuild the head if the fluid mixed. I normally disagree, but we'll see what happens. I see here I need a tube on that. I got a upper mount that's blown out. The top of the motor is filthy. It's missing the guard that protects the fuel injector and wires, which I do have one of those. The PVC hose is not rock hard, so heck, that may not be a horrible thing. The car overheated. My guess is it lost coolant through the heater core, so I'm going to install a new heater core. I have no evidence of a timing belt being replaced recently, so the timing belt and serpentine belt, stuff like that, will be replaced. This bottle is probably contaminated to where it won't be able to clean up so that you can see through it, so I'll replace that bottle as well. That's the bulk of what's going on under the hood. It looks like somebody at some point in time installed the throttle cable in the wrong position. As long as that cable's not damaged, I'll reuse it, but if it seems to be damaged, I'll probably replace that. And the mass airflow sensor looked like it was replaced. If it's not a Bosch sensor, I'm going to replace that as well. These cars just tend to have issues with aftermarket mass airflow sensors. Since the car overheated, chances are the temp sensor was damaged. I see that somebody has taken this fuel line situation apart. That's supposed to run under the manifold through the injectors, so that's going to be installed properly. The bracket for the fuel lines is disconnected and missing. It looks like my strut mount on this side is off center, so that strut mount is going to need to be replaced. Normally when you do one side, you do both, so chances are I'll be replacing both of these strut mounts and spring seats. The airbox filter is old, so I'm going to replace that along with the cabin air filter, and I can see that both windshield wipers are destroyed, so I'll replace both of those as well. Now, I just noticed that the seats of this car was taken from a 99 model, which probably has disabled the side impact airbags because they do not have the triggers here. The switch pack was acting temperamental, so I'm going to try to take that apart and repair that. The key was getting stuck in the ignition, so I removed that lower collar and I removed that, I disconnected that to see if that helps, so I'll put that stuff back together. The lower panel here, the lower dash panel here was already damaged, so I'll secure that. I noticed the handle here on the tilt steering wheel mechanism is damaged. The only real way to fix that is to pull the dash. So I may go ahead and pull the dash and fix the dash mounts and replace that handle and put all that stuff back together. That's a lot of work, but it'll be worth it, I think, to reinforce the dash mounts and get that handle repaired. The check mount on this door has been destroyed. I'm not sure if at this point a welder can fix that or not, so that'll probably be sold as is. The interior looks relatively in good condition. However, I will be detailing it and cleaning up the seats. The armrest seems to be bent or something, which is no big deal. There is a broken piece there, so if I could find a center console, I'll replace that. The power seat button situation there has been taken apart, so I'll fix that. The radio is gone. I think I put that in my mom's car, so I'm going to install another radio, replace this missing knob there. I didn't know that that was like that. The sun visor on the driver's side droops. That'll be replaced. The one on the passenger side is fine, and I noticed that the top dome light assembly doesn't seem to be in properly, so I'll see what's going on with that and fix that. I have the hood latch on the car, so that'll be reinstalled, and this latch is not releasing, which is a common problem for these vehicles, so I'm going to see exactly how to fix that. Some people actually double up this pad here to make that put pressure on it. Some people claim there's an adjustment that can be made on this latch. Actually, this latch looks like it could, so I'm going to adjust that latch down, which will cause it to open up properly, so we'll see how that works out. The hatch support on the car is weak, so those will be replaced with new or used ones. The spot back here is relatively clean. Now, this stuff here is remnants of me removing that gearbox. The gearbox was removed from this car for the car I restored for my mother, and that was the main primary purpose of me buying this car, was to take that gearbox off. I've since learned that you really need a gearbox or some kind of retainer plate in the position of that transmission to hold that seal on the side of the transmission in place if another angle gearbox is not going to be installed. I'm looking for a replacement angle gearbox for this vehicle, and I may even have the shaft and things handy in case the buyer of the car wants that all-wheel drive system functional. I intended to sell the car for $1 without that system functional, but you know, I'm not opposed to making it functional. Other than that, everything else looks pretty decent. I do know that the car needs control arms, so they will be replaced. And let me check the brakes. The brake pad on this rear side seems to have a lot of life left to it. The brake pads there up front seem to have a lot of life left on them, so I will not be doing a brake job. So there you have it, the primary issue being the motor that is going to be rebuilt with a new head, new timing components, fresh PVC components, some of the mounts, and more than likely, if necessary, I'm going to service the transmission. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.